Judges, was there a time you couldn't show mercy? A young mother stood before my bench charged with shoplifting. She stole formula and diapers, the store manager insisted loudly from the gallery. Third time this month, I want her prosecuted. He pointed an accusing finger at the 19-year-old holding a sleeping infant. Security footage showed clear theft, no question, but something felt wrong. The girl, maybe barely out of high school, wasn't defiant or making excuses. She just looked exhausted. What's your name? I asked from the bench. Milagro, she whispered, bouncing the baby gently. Want to tell me what happened here, Milagro? She flinched when the prosecutor presented the evidence. The stolen items were necessities, but the repeat offenses made this serious. I ran out of money, she finally said. WX benefits don't come until next week. My baby was hungry. Behind me, the prosecutor was already citing sentencing guidelines. Third offense, petty theft, Your Honor. Mandatory minimum applies. 30 days minimum. Something wasn't adding up. I noticed the eviction notice sticking out of her purse. The disconnection warnings from utility companies. Is the baby's father helping? I asked Milagro. He left when I got pregnant. She corrected. His parents said I was lying about him being the father. The young woman was now staring at her hands, her shame evident. I work at the diner, but daycare costs more than I make. Who watches the baby when you work? The prosecutor pulled me aside during recess. Your Honor, the law is clear. 3 strikes, mandatory sentencing. We should proceed with incarceration. The statute was explicit. Repeat offender or not, struggling or not, she had committed theft 3 times. But one look at Milagro, the way she held her baby protectively, how she quietly tried to console the crying infant during proceedings, told me this wasn't typical criminal behavior. How many hours do you work at the diner? I asked her directly. Whenever they'll let me. Maybe 20 hours a week. The daycare won't take him without vaccines, but the clinic appointment isn't until next month. She lowered her voice. Please don't take him away. He's all I have. And who's taking care of who here, Milagro? The question struck something. Her voice broke. My mom died last year. Cancer. She helped with everything. Now it's just us. The baby suddenly focused on Milagro's face, reaching tiny fingers toward her chin. She smiled for the first time. Genuine love in her tired eyes. Mama's here, Miko. Everything's okay. I called a brief recess and contacted family services. A caseworker named Rodriguez answered. Familiar with the case. 4th time we've been called, she explained. Milagro refuses all placement assistance. Says she can handle everything herself. Last time we offered temporary housing, she disappeared for a week. Why isn't she getting adequate support? I asked. Income threshold is too high for full benefits. Too low for actual survival. The waiting list for subsidized childcare is 8 months. Rodriguez paused. Look, I know what the charges look like, but she's trying to be a good mother. Just doesn't have the resources. The prosecutor approached my chambers. Judge, the district attorney will appeal any lenient sentence. Clear pattern, mandatory guidelines. The precedent requires incarceration tonight. Through my window, I could see Milagro in the hallway, gently feeding her baby with formula she'd finally been able to purchase legally. She was reading to him from a children's book. All desperation temporarily forgotten. What does precedent say about separating an infant from his only parent? The prosecutor shifted uncomfortably. We're officers of the court, not social workers. Today we can be both, I said. The relief on Milagro's face when I announced probation with community service nearly brought tears to my eyes. The appeals court overturned my decision 6 months later.